My girlfriend of 3 years came back from a wellness retreat, wearing another man's engagement ring. I changed the locks and moved her out the next day. Then her fiancé called me. Using a throwaway, because people know my main. I'm still trying to process what happened last night. My girlfriend Ashley and I have been together for almost 3 years. I own a townhouse, just me on the deed, I pay the mortgage. She moved in about 2 years ago after her lease ended, contributes maybe a quarter of the groceries and utilities. I never made it transactional, just asked her to help where she could since she's paying off student loans. We've had our issues like any couple, but I genuinely thought we were building something. My family treats her like she's already part of it. Mom asks her opinion on everything. Dad taught her how to use his smoker last summer. They've told me multiple times they're waiting for me to propose. Her family, though, they think I'm the computer guy she lives with. I've met them maybe 5 times in 3 years. They know my first name, that's about it. Ashley works as a dental hygienist. When people ask what she does, she says, I work in healthcare. Sounds more impressive than dental hygienist, I guess. When they ask about me, it's he does computer stuff from home. I'm a back-end developer for a fintech company. I work hard, I make decent money, I own property. I don't need her to brag about me, but the way she phrases it always felt weird. Like she was downplaying what I do, or embarrassed that I'm not. I don't know, a doctor or something. Looking back now, there were signs. She started going to the gym at 5 a.m. 6 months ago, said she wanted to get ahead of the day, started doing these girls' trips every few weeks. I never questioned it because honestly I trusted her. When you're with someone that long and you're sharing a home, you just trust. Stupid, I know. Thursday she told me she was going to a wellness retreat in the mountains with some girlfriends. The whole detox thing, no phones, meditation, finding herself. She's done these before, so I didn't question it. Told her to have fun, enjoy the break. Sunday night around 9 p.m. I heard her key in the door. She walked in and I could tell immediately something was off. Her eyes were red like she'd been crying, but her face had this almost excited look, hard to describe. Then I saw her hand. There was a massive diamond ring on her left ring finger, not the promise ring I gave her last year. This thing probably cost more than my car. I just stared at it for a second. What's that on your hand? She looked down at the ring, swallowed hard. We need to talk. I stood up from the couch. Am I looking at an engagement ring or am I seeing things? She sat down across from me, took a deep breath like she was about to deliver bad news to a patient. Please don't be angry. I met someone at my gym about 10 months ago. He's a physical therapist. He proposed this weekend. I said yes. I'm not typically a loud person, but I heard myself raise my voice when I asked, "What's his name?" "Logan, he really understands." "I don't need to know what he understands." I cut her off. My brain was doing what it does when code breaks, trying to parse the logic. You just told me you've been seeing someone for 10 months while living in my house. She started the whole speech, how we'd grown apart, how I worked too much and she felt lonely, how she didn't know how to tell me, how she never meant to hurt me. She even cried a little, which I guess was supposed to make me feel bad for her. The mental gymnastics were impressive, I'll give her that. She turned herself into the victim of her own cheating. I let her talk for maybe 2 minutes, then I asked, "When's the wedding?" She blinked confused. "What?" "The wedding, you're engaged. When is it?" "September," but I wanted to explain. I cut her off. "Cool. Tomorrow you should go tell your parents the good news. They should hear about their future son-in-law directly from their daughter, face to face. You owe them that much." She stared at me. "You're being really calm and it's freaking me out." "What do you want me to do? Beg you to stay, cry, ask you to choose me?" I kept my voice level. I wasn't being calm because I was fine. I was being calm because if I let myself feel what I was actually feeling, I'd probably put my fist through a wall. My girlfriend of 3 years just walked into my house wearing another man's engagement ring after lying to me about where she was this weekend. I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of an emotional reaction. I'm not talking about this anymore tonight. But tomorrow morning, you're driving to your parents' place to share your engagement announcement. I grabbed a blanket and went to the couch. She tried to say something else, but I put my headphones in. Didn't sleep much. Just laid there in the dark running through everything. All those early morning gym sessions. The weekend girls' trips that always seemed to line up with my sprint deadlines at work. The time she'd get texts and smile at her phone before putting it face down. The variable I couldn't quite parse. How does someone live with you, sleep in your bed, 8 meals you cook together, meet your family, and simultaneously plan a whole other future with someone else? The logistics alone seemed exhausting. Here's what I decided around 3 a.m., lying there on my own couch in my own house. I'm not doing the sad boyfriend thing. I'm not giving her weeks to figure things out, or pack her stuff gradually, or whatever timeline she's probably already planned. I'm not giving her the chance to spin this to her friends and family like we mutually grew apart, or I wasn't there for her emotionally, or whatever story she's workshopping in her head. She wants to be engaged to Logan, the physical therapist. Great. She can do that somewhere else. Tomorrow morning she goes to her parents to tell them about the engagement, and while she's there I'm making calls. Locksmith first, then my buddy Noah, who runs a small moving company. By the time she gets back, I want her stuff packed and the locks changed. I'm not negotiating. My house, my rule. Edit. Some people are asking if she actually went to her parents. Yes, she left this morning for their place to break the news. I've already made 3 calls. We'll update when there's more to tell. Update 1. First off, thanks for all the comments. Didn't expect this to blow up. Some of you called me cold. Some said I'm handling it perfectly. Honestly, I'm just trying to get through this without losing my mind. Monday morning, Ashley left around 8 a.m. to drive to her parents' place, about 40 minutes away. She was nervous, kept asking if we could talk more tonight. I told her we'd talked enough. The ring on her finger said everything. She stopped at the door, turned back. Her eyes got watery. You're really not even going to let me explain? You explained last night. You met someone, you said yes to his proposal. You've been lying to me for 10 months. What else is there? She opened her mouth, closed it, then grabbed her keys and left. The second her car pulled out, I started making calls. First call, Noah, my buddy who runs a small moving company. We went to college together. He's helped me move twice. I explained the situation. Girlfriend came home engaged to someone else, need her stuff out today. His response, holy shit, man. Yeah, I can have a truck there by noon. This is gonna cost you beer, and the full story later. Second call, locksmith. Explained I needed all locks changed same day, it's an emergency. They had a slot at 4 p.m. Third call, Ashley's older brother Martin. He's the only one in her family I actually like. He's been cool to me, even told me once, if you two ever break up, give me a heads up so I don't get stuck in the middle. So I gave him the heads up. Me, Martin, it's Andy. Ashley came home last night engaged to a guy named Logan. I'm ending it and moving her stuff out today. Wanted you to hear it from me first. Long silence, then she did what? I gave him the brief version. He was pissed. Said he had no idea, thought we were solid, couldn't believe she'd do this. I told him I was renting a storage unit and I'd give him the code since I trusted him to handle things with her family. He agreed immediately. By 11 a.m., I'd gone through the whole house with my phone, taking pictures of every room before I touched anything. Call it developer paranoia, but I wanted documentation. Then I started sorting. Everything of Ashley's went into one area. Her clothes, makeup, toiletries, the bike she never used, her desk, some decorative stuff she'd bought. I didn't touch anything I wasn't 100% sure about. Didn't want her claiming I stole or damaged things. Noah and his guys showed up at noon with a truck. Took them about 90 minutes to load everything. Professional with careful, no damage. I'd already rented a storage unit near Martin's place, paid for 1 month up front. While they were loading, I found myself just standing in the bedroom doorway. The room looked bigger without her stuff, emptier. I felt this weird mix of relief and, I don't know, not sadness exactly, more like closing a file you forgot to save, all that time just gone. By 2:30 p.m. the movers were done. I drove to the storage facility, met them there, helped unload. Took photos of everything in the unit, sent Martin the address and gate code. Texted him, "Everything's here, 1 month paid, after that it's between you and her." His response, "You're a better man than she deserves, I'm sorry." 4 p.m., locksmith arrived. Changed the front door, back door and the deadbolts. New keys, all of them. I collected every key I'd ever given Ashley. There were 4 copies scattered around. Put them in an envelope. By 6 p.m. I was sitting in my house eating leftover pizza, looking at rooms that suddenly had empty spots where her things used to be. The bathroom counter was bare. The closet had space. It felt surreal. Around 9 p.m. I heard a car door slam outside, then aggressive knocking. Ashley's voice, "Andy, open the door, why is my key not working?" I walked to the door but didn't open it, spoke through it. "Your stuff is at the storage unit near Martin's place. He has the code, it's your birthday. You can't just lock me out, I live here. Your name's not on the deed, you don't pay the mortgage, there's no lease. You just got engaged to someone else, so I don't think you have any business living here anymore." Then I heard another voice, older male, her dad. "Son, open this door. We need to have an adult conversation about this." I almost laughed. Adult conversation. "With respect, sir, your daughter just told you she's engaged to a man named Logan. That's who you should be having conversations with. About, I don't know, the upcoming wedding maybe. But this ends here." More muffled arguing outside. I heard Ashley crying. Her mom's voice joined in. I sat on the couch and put my headphones on, turned on music. They knocked for another 10 minutes, then left. I thought that was it. Packed it up, moving on. Started thinking about painting the bedroom, maybe getting a roommate to help with the mortgage. Then at 11 p.m. my phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello? Is this Andy? This is Logan, Ashley's." He hesitated, then forced the word out, "Fiancé, I think we should talk." I sat up straight. "Yeah, we probably should. We're meeting for coffee tomorrow morning." He sounded tired, confused. Said he knew Ashley and I were living together, but apparently Ashley told him I was her gay cousin who she let stay in her house because I was going through stuff. Gay cousin. She even made it sound like she was doing me a favor by letting me live in my own house. This woman really has no shame. "I'll update after we talk. I'm going to get to the bottom of this." Edit: No, I'm not worried about Logan trying to start something. He sounded genuine on the phone, not aggressive. If he wanted to fight, he wouldn't call first and suggest coffee. To clarify on the legal stuff, I checked with a paralegal I know. Since Ashley's not on the lease, paid minimal bills, and we weren't married, I'm clear. Technically, I could have just changed the locks without moving her stuff, but I didn't want to be that guy. Everything she owns is safe in storage. Update 2. Met Logan this morning. A coffee shop halfway between our places, neutral territory. I got there first, ordered an espresso, sat in the back corner. He walked in at 9 a.m. exactly. Tall guy, fit, looked like he hadn't slept in days. His shirt was wrinkled. When he sat down, he just put his head in his hands for a second. "I really thought you were just her gay cousin," he said finally. "She showed me pictures of this house, said it was hers, that she let you stay there after a bad breakup, said you were family, and I believed her." I couldn't help it, I laughed. I didn't know a boyfriend of 3 years who funded her entire lifestyle was called the gay cousin now, in my own house that I've owned for 4 years. Logan flinched at that. He looked like someone just punched him in the face. We both pulled out our phones. What followed was probably the most surreal conversation of my life. We started comparing timelines like we were debugging code together. My late work nights were his date nights. Ashley's girls' weekend trips were actually weekends at his place. The wellness retreat was a weekend at a resort 2 hours north. He'd booked it specifically to propose. She told me she worked crazy hours as a nurse, Logan said. I didn't question why we could never meet for lunch. She said HIPAA and patient privacy made her careful about her schedule. She's a dental hygienist. I know that now. He pulled up his phone, swiped through some photos. Look at these. He showed me pictures Ashley had sent him. Professional-looking shots advertising her new business venture. A combination photography and teeth-whitening studio she was supposedly starting. There were photos of a bright room with white walls, plants, a ring light setup. It was my living room, my balcony, my freaking plants. She asked me to invest $15,000 in equipment, Logan said. Said she'd already leased the space. These photos were proof she was serious. I transferred the money 2 months ago. I felt my jaw tighten. She used my house to scam you. Yeah, he put his phone down. Her parents called me last night, said they were standing in front of a storage unit full of Ashley's stuff, and had just learned she'd been living with some random guy for 3 years. That's when I started putting pieces together. We sat there for a minute. 2 guys who'd been played by the same woman in completely different ways. The engagement's off, Logan said. I got the ring back last night, told her we were done. She tried the whole I was confused I love you both thing, like that somehow makes things better. I told her to get out of my car. Sorry, man. Don't be, you're the one who stopped me from marrying her. He stood up, offered his hand. I know this is weird, but thanks for posting about this. If you hadn't, I'd probably still be planning a wedding right now. We shook hands. He left. I sat there with my coffee wondering how many other things Ashley had lied about. The answer came Thursday. Ashley's parents called my phone 16 times Wednesday. I didn't answer. They left voicemails saying I was emotionally abusive, that I'd manipulated their daughter, that I needed to let her back in the house to get her valuables. Thursday afternoon, there was a knock. I opened the door to find Ashley and a police officer. Sir, I'm here for a civil standby, the officer said. Miss Ashley here says she has belongings in the residence. Everything she owns is in a storage unit. There's nothing left here, I said. I have documentation. I showed him the photos I'd taken before moving anything, the moving company receipt, the storage rental agreement, the gate code I'd given to Martin. Text receipts showing I'd told her brother where everything was. The officer looked at Ashley. Ma'am, it appears your belongings have been relocated. This is a civil matter, not a criminal one. If you believe items are missing, you'll need to pursue it through small claims court. Ashley's face went red. He can't just. He can, the officer said, not unkindly. It's his property. I'd suggest contacting the storage facility. After they left, I thought that was finally the end. Started making plans to repaint the bedroom, maybe post an ad for a roommate. Then Friday night, I got a DM here on Reddit. A guy named Chris. He'd seen my original post, sent me a screenshot of Ashley's Instagram from 4 months ago. Same ring Logan had proposed with, same caption about being engaged, but this time to her long-distance love with a bunch of heart emojis. Chris lived in another state, met Ashley on a dating app a year ago. She told him she was a traveling healthcare consultant, which explained why they only saw each other once a month when she had conferences. He proposed via video call 6 weeks before Logan proposed in person. She'd used the same ring for photos with both of them. I stared at the screenshot for a long time, then I called Logan. There's a third guy, I told him. Jesus Christ. We've been in touch with Chris. He's devastated but grateful to know the truth. The three of us have this group chat now, which is possibly the strangest outcome of any relationship I've ever had. Ashley moved to a different state last week, according to Martin. Apparently the fallout with her family was bad. Her friend group imploded when they found out they'd been covering for her, thinking she was planning a surprise for me, and her work got weird after she kept taking personal calls during patient appointments. I'm done updating about this unless something major happens. I've said my piece, got my house back, life moves on. Edit, for people asking about the $15K Logan gave her, he's pursuing it through small claims. I gave him everything I had documenting the timeline. Don't know if he'll get it back, but at least he has a case. Someone asked if I'm worried about her coming back. No, Martin said she's mortified, won't even talk to the family about it. She knows she burned every bridge, and honestly, I sleep better knowing she's gone. Final update. I wasn't planning to update again, but enough people have messaged asking how things turned out. Plus some closure might help other people dealing with similar situations. Ashley's situation. According to Martin, who I still talk to occasionally, he's a good guy caught in a bad family situation. She moved 3 states away. Here's what I know. About 3 weeks after everything went down, Chris posted the whole story on Facebook. He tagged Ashley, included screenshots of their messages, photos of her with his ring, the timeline. He was angry and wanted people to know what she'd done. I don't blame him, he'd been planning to move states for her. That post went viral in Ashley's circles. Martin said Ashley called him in a panic at 2 a.m. when she saw it, begging him to help her get it taken down. She tried reporting it to Facebook, tried calling Chris, tried everything. But the damage was done. It had already been shared hundreds of times. Suddenly it wasn't just Andy's being cruel to Ashley anymore. It was 3 guys, 3 timelines, 1 con artist. Her family saw it, her coworkers saw it, her friends saw it. The narrative completely flipped. Her job at the dental office got complicated. Turns out she'd been using work time to coordinate her triple life, video calls with Chris during lunch breaks, texting Logan between patients, that kind of thing. Someone in her office reported it to HR after the whole thing blew up. She wasn't fired, but they transferred her to a different location. She quit 2 weeks later and moved. The friend group that went on those girls' trips with her, they've scattered. Martin said one of them reached out to me on Instagram. I didn't accept the request to apologize. Apparently they thought Ashley was planning some elaborate surprise proposal for me and were helping her by providing alibis. When the truth came out, they felt used. The group chat dissolved. Ashley's parents took a while, but her dad sent me a letter last month. Actual handwritten letter in the mail. Apologized for calling me abusive, said they were wrong to jump to conclusions, that they didn't raise her to be this person and they're ashamed of how they handled it. Said I deserved someone who'd be proud to call me their partner from day one, not introduce me as the computer guy. It was surprisingly genuine. I haven't responded yet. Maybe I will, maybe not. It's not about punishing them, I just don't know what there is to say. Logan ended up getting about $9K of his money back through small claims court. Ashley fought it at first but eventually settled because fighting it meant more details about the scam going public. He said that was good enough for him. We got beers a couple weeks ago. He's dating someone new, taking it slow. Good for him. Chris moved on too. He sent a message through our weird 3-victim group chat saying he met someone local, and he's grateful this all came out when it did. Then he left the chat. I don't blame him. It's a strange thing to stay connected over. As for me, I repainted the bedroom. Dark blue walls instead of the beige Ashley had insisted on. Bought new furniture. The place feels like mine again. I posted an ad for a roommate and ended up renting the spare room to a nurse who works night shifts. He's barely home, pays his portion on time, and we have a clear written agreement about everything. It's working out well. Been on a couple dates. Nothing serious yet. I'm not in a rush. Taking time to figure out what I actually want in a partner versus what I was willing to settle for because it was comfortable. Here's what I've learned. Ashley didn't play 3 men for a year because we weren't good enough. She did it because something in her needs that level of validation and deception to feel alive. That's not about us, it's about her. Logan figured this out faster than I did. Chris is getting there. I'm working on it. The relationship I thought I had didn't actually exist. I was dating a version of Ashley that was carefully curated for me while she curated different versions for Logan and Chris. When I think about that now, I don't feel sad about losing her. I feel relieved I found out. She didn't ruin 3 lives. She gave 3 guys a chance to start over with accurate information about what they actually want. Logan's dating someone who respects his time. Chris found someone local who doesn't need to hide behind a screen. I'm rebuilding in my own house, on my own terms, with actual support from a professional instead of pretending everything's fine. Life goes on. Thanks for following along Reddit. I'm out.